Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to Hopeful Elect. This won't be a long lesson. Just wanted to go into, let's get an understanding of when you see in the scriptures. Now, in the Old Testament, you'll see kiss, but, in the New Testament, you'll see holy kiss, right? And just want to bring out some understanding on what does it mean when you see kiss in the Bible, whether it be in the Old Testament, just kiss by itself, or in the New Testament when you see a holy kiss, which I just put in a simple search in the search bar in Blue Letter, holy kiss, and there's 4 scriptures with holy kiss. But like I said, in the Old Testament, it just has kiss by it, right? So just wanted to bring out some edification on a ancient custom that men did in the ancient world. All right. So it's gonna go right into it. This is the from a book, and I'll even use there's a picture on here in the book that I took a picture of it. I'll use that as a thumbnail so you have an illustration, but I also have a picture pulled up as well to give further illustration so you see what it's talking about. But this is Manners and Customs of Bible Times, right? By Ralph Goer. And on page 214, it goes into hospitality, right? But on 215, it has it goes into this part of the book goes into hospitality, how you would treat someone and things like that. And this part on page 215, the next page, it goes into greeting, right? Now, just real quick before we go into the greeting part, if you were to look up just kiss, right, in the Bible, right, and you see certain scriptures here pulled up in the in the um in the Old Testament, right? Let's just start off with Genesis 27 and 26. And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now, kiss me, my son. So if you don't have any understanding, you sit there and think that, like, right, like the individual from ISUPK was thinking, uh, some individuals from GMS, it was an emotional moment, and another man kissed another man on the cheek. A brother that was prophesying, another man kissed that man on the cheek, and an individual from ISUPK was basically had done a video saying that that's a pause moment or that was weird or whatever, right? To him that was a weird thing, but again, you have to understand this is, as I'm going to go through in this Manners and Custom Bible, that was a custom, right, and a manner in which men would greet each other. It's not a mo thing, or it's not a pause worthy moment. No, it is a custom to where people would greet one another, right? People don't greet each other. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say people don't greet each other like that now, but here in America, that's not something that's really like like go kiss your homeboy on the cheek and see if he don't slap the shit out of you or something like that, right? Because people were not brought up there like this. But if you go to the eastern side of the world, right, specifically people who are like Italians, that's how they greet one another, with a kiss on the cheek, right? You even see that in certain movies. People would kiss each other on the cheek. They'll do that, mwah, mwah, right? Women will do that, mwah, mwah. Oh, I haven't seen you in so long. Hey, how you been? Mwah, mwah, right? They'll do that, and it's just a kiss on the cheek. That's all it is, right? But when you read it, just using the first example, Genesis chapter 27, verse 26, and his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now and kiss me, my son. Does that mean that Isaac was telling his son to come kiss him on the mount? No, it was a way of greeting someone, right? As I'm going to read to you right now, right? And that's the same thing that applies in the New Testament where it says a holy kiss. So this is the part of the book under hospitality, but we're going to read the greetings. It says, Greetings have changed little over the centuries. Then as now, there were 3 types of greeting, which corresponded to the closeness of the other person. First, there was a face-to-face greeting, which could be, but need not be verbal, right? And which involved a gesture with the hand. So like what people have today, handshake, hey, what's up? And and all that, right? It says without physical contact. Sometimes the word was used, rejoice or greetings, and at other times, peace be with you, right? And it has a couple of scriptures here, but I want to get to the main point of what I want to get to. It says this was used in mockery by the soldiers when they put on the crown of thorns. Peace be to this house was the first greeting the 70 made when they went to the home of a stranger. So you had different greetings. It just gave you two examples. A greeting of just saying hey to somebody, or like it says, greetings or rejoice. Just translate that or correlate that to modern terms. People will say that as well. Like Jake, part of my language with Jake was sometimes if you have someone to go and that other Jake has somewhere to go, right? Or two people have somewhere to go, you just say, "Hey, what's up, my nigga?" And they just keep it pushing real quick, yo, right? And just real quick, what's up, and then just keep it moving. Or sometimes, if you have time, you stop and you do the whole, "Hey, what's up, bro? I haven't seen you in a minute. How you been?" All that, right? So then that would be the gesture with the hand, right? But going into the ancient world, like it has here in Genesis 26, 27, 26, right? Isaac told his son to come and kiss him. Doesn't mean kiss him on the mouth. It says second, going back to the book, it says second, there was a formal kiss given, right? A formal kiss, much as we might give a kiss to a friend or a guest. But obviously in these times, you don't give a person, or we haven't been raised to give a person a kiss. Matter of fact, this actually this now reminds me of something, because actually, and I used to get on my friend about this, Haitians, right? Little known thing, Haitians actually do that. And Haitians to this day still, well, some, maybe not all, Haitians still do that, because this was back in high school. And I had a friend that I played on the football team with. And one day, I think we had practice or something like that. And we were just meeting up in the morning to then dip off to go to practice. And when he came to my, because we lived very close to each other, he lived like around the block from me. When he came to my house, and I had another friend that was there a little earlier, he told me, and I got on him about it, 'cause I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Why the fuck would you do that?" and things like that. Because I wasn't, hip to that. Of course, in my youth, what the hell are you doing? But he kissed my mother on the cheek. Now that was his way of, and that's how certain, now not all Haitians do that, but some Haitians do that. Now that's maybe more of a thing that brothers even say. Then you hear that as well, that Italians would do that. But even Haitians do that way of greeting you as well, where they'll kiss you on the cheek. And that friend of mine, he did that to my mother when he came to my house. He kissed her on the cheek, and I think that was like his first time meeting my mother. He had never met her, right? And homeboy had to explain, no, it's just a thing of how we greet each other, and he had to calm me down. But like when he told me, oh, or when he told me about, it, I was like, what the fuck wrong with you, man? Like, why the fuck would you kiss my mother on the cheek and things like that? I don't give a fuck. What the hell? What type of shit is that, man? You don't do that shit. And I got on him about it. But again, in my ignorance, I didn't know. But just to give that example, Haitians would do that. They would kiss you. It's a formal greeting of, hey, how you doing? And things like that. Right. And even my mother was okay with it, because it's a form of embracing someone. Oh, hey, how you doing? Mwah. Right there on the cheek. That's all. Right. But in my ignorance, I got him and, things like that, because I didn't know nothing about that. Like, I wasn't raised that type of way. Or like this individual from the ISUBK doing a video, making it seem like it's a pause-worthy moment or it's a moment, but it's not a moment. Using myself an example, because I actually, went through that, right? It's just a way of greeting someone. That's all it is. He wasn't trying to push up on my mother. No, he was just embracing my mother and saying hello to my mother, because he had never seen, that was his first time meeting my mother. Right. And that if you watch that video between the brothers, or if you watch certain brothers' responses to this, brothers have shown that that was a way of that those two brothers embracing one another. When he kissed him on the cheek, that was all. It was no moment or pause or anything like that. That was just an ancient custom that you saw there. So I'll read it again. It says, second, there was a formal kiss given, much as much as we might give a kiss to a friend or guest. And using myself an example, I had a friend, he was a guest in the house. He saw my mother. He didn't meet her. He had never met her for the first time. So he kissed on the cheek. That is something that Haitians do. Because if you know anything about Haitians, I've been around Haitians a lot throughout my life. Haitians are very big on respect, right? Especially when you come into their home. It involved the laying on of the hands on each other's shoulders, then a pulling together and giving and the giving of a kiss, first on the right cheek and then on the left. So that's all it is. Oops, Salakia. And even the illustration right here, right? As you can see right now, like what I said about what you would see in the movies, the women would do, oh my God, Brittany, I haven't seen your song, mwah, mwah, right? One on the left, one on the right, on the cheek, right? I haven't seen your song. How you been, girl? And things like that. That's all it is. It's not a mode thing. It wasn't something that was just done amongst females. It was done amongst men as well, right? And I have a thumbnail. I have there's a picture here that's from the book that you see. You'll see two Edomite men and one kissing him on the cheek, and I'll use that as a thumbnail to explain that, so you can see that from the video. That's all it is a simple gesture, a way of greeting someone, kissing them on the cheek. So I'll read it another time, right? And then I have probably one more thing here. So it says, second, there was a formal kiss given, much as we might give a kiss to a friend or a guest. Now, yeah, we wasn't raised to do that. Well, some of us, but like Haitians are raised to do that, and Italians. But some of us weren't raised to do that. But this is an ancient custom that people did back then. So second, there was a formal kiss given, much as we might give a kiss to a friend or a guest. It involved the laying on of hands on each other's shoulders, then a pulling together and the giving of a kiss, first on the right cheek and then on the left. Samuel kissed Saul when he anointed him. 1 Samuel chapter 10 verse 1. And going back to what we have here in Genesis, right? It says, Genesis chapter 27 verse 26, and his father Isaac said unto him, come near now and kiss me, my son. So when Isaac said that, did it mean that Isaac's telling his son to kiss him on the mouth? No. He's telling him it's a form of greeting, a form of a gesture, right? Oh, who was this that kissed him on my God? I don't want to say the wrong person. Okay, this is Isaac, right? I'm sorry, not Isaac, Jacob. Right. So this is Jacob pretending to be Esau. So when Jacob, who was pretending to be Esau, came to his father and Isaac said, come near, my son, kiss me. It was a kiss on the cheek, one on the right and then one on the left. That was a form of greeting someone. Hello, my father. Mwah, mwah. It's not something Mo. Now, if you're uncomfortable about that, because, obviously we haven't been raised like that and you don't want somebody doing that, then you just say, hey, man, I'm not too comfortable with that as of yet. But don't go doing a video making it seem like men are, moles out there. This is a pause moment. It's not a pause moment. It's a custom that people did in the ancient world. All right. And as the book has certain examples here, 1 Samuel chapter 10, verse 1, Samuel kissed Saul, right? Kissing him where? On the cheek, greeting him, right? Before he anointed him. That was a custom of the ancient world, right? And just going back to, if you put holy kiss, there's 4 scriptures with it, right? It says salute one another with an holy kiss, which salute is what? Greet someone. The churches of Hamashiach salute you, right? 1 Corinthians chapter 16 verse 20, all the brethren greet you, greet ye one another, right? With an holy kiss. That's all it is. As I show you illustration right there, and I'll even have the thumbnail for the video, that's all it is a kiss on the cheek, man. There's nothing pause or mo about it. Hold on, let me see. Right, and even has here in the book, and Paul wrote, greet one another with an holy kiss, Romans chapter 16, verse 16, which I have that pulled up right there. So hold on. Okay, cool. So what was the other thing I had? Matter of fact, and just if you even is a dictionary, which one is it, right? Even in the if you go into the dictionary and just look up what kiss is, right? It even has it right here, right? It says kiss. The kiss is common in Eastern lands in salutation, etc. on the cheek, right? The forehead, the beard, the hands, the feet, but not in the lips. So it's just a formal way of greeting someone, as the book said, right? And you would greet them by kissing them on the cheek. That's all that it is. It's not a pause moment at all. So that's why you gotta get understanding uh, when you're reading the scripture, so you don't think that there's some mole stuff happening because David and Jonathan kissed, but doesn't mean David and Jonathan was kissing on the lips. No, it just means that was their way back in the ancient world of greeting one another. When David and Jonathan saw each other, they kissed each other on the cheek. It was a form of greeting one another. Hey, what's up? We have our way, or the modern way of greeting someone, right? Right? When you would, hey, yo, what's up, bro? I haven't seen you in a minute. All that. No. Right? Well, in the ancient world, the way you would greet someone is having your hands on the shoulders, and you would do the, hey, how you been? Or shalom, mwah, mwah, right? And that was a custom not only amongst women, but amongst men as well. And that's how you would embrace and greet someone. That's all. So when you see in the scriptures it says kiss, or in the New Testament, holy kiss, it doesn't mean you go kiss another man on the mouth. No. It means that you go embrace him, right? That's how you would greet him. You would greet him with a holy kiss. Now, yeah, you could just greet someone with the, like I said, the how it is today, or really how we salute one another by our hands on our forearms. But another way of greeting someone would be with the kiss on the cheek. That's all it is. It's not pause. It's not a moment. It's not a what the hell you doing? With these guys are weird. No, it is an ancient custom that you just saw. If you've seen the video where those two men embraced one another, they were hugging each other tight, whatever the situation, however it went down, it was an emotional moment for them, right? And those two men were hugging each other, and then he kissed him on the cheek. And there's nothing pause or weird about it if you understand what it is. If you don't understand what it is, of course, you're going to look at that like, yo, like he just kissed him on the cheek, and he was like fine with that. Like, what the hell is going on here? Like, what the hell is that? Like, yo, is dude's Moab? No. If you understand ancient customs, you'd be like, oh, that's just a way of greeting one another, right? And if you know if you know anything, Italians do it. Like I gave myself an example because Spirit just made me remember that my friend who's Haitian, Haitians do that. Right now, I wouldn't say all Haitians do that, but that is a thing even amongst Haitians, that they would kiss you on the cheek if they've come to your house, if they've never seen you before, things like that, or just a way of greeting you. That's all that it means. So don't want to drag this out, but that's pretty much right. And even says of friendship and affection, right? David and Jonathan, right? As soon as the lad was gone, David arose out of the place toward the south and fell on his face to the ground and bowed himself there 3 times. They kissed one another, right? Without understanding, you'll think, oh, they kissed each other on the lips. No, kissed each other on the cheek. That's all. And wept with one another until David exceeded, right? Didn't we see that same thing with the brother, right? One of them was crying his heart out, and then he kissed the brother on the cheek. That's all that it is, man. It's not something complicated or something weird or pause. Exactly what you just saw, I read here in 1 Samuel chapter 20, verse 41, is what happened between those brothers. One brother had an emotional moment. The brother was hugging him tight, embracing him, and then he kissed him on the cheek, and that's all. But like I said, don't want to make this long. Just want to bring out edification on what does it mean when you see the word kiss in the scripture, or holy kiss, right? Or what is a holy kiss? So I pray that this video is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Racha, Kodash, Shalom.